Picture this, a deep, dark forest, way back in a time of castles and kings. This is the story of a mystery that even today, nobody has truly solved.
For 3 whole years.
Something was out there in the woods, something big and fast, and it was hunting people in the French countryside.
And no matter what they did, no matter who they sent, absolutely no one could stop it.
Okay, so let's travel back in time together. We're going to a place in France called Gévaudan. It's full of misty mountains and tiny little villages, all surrounded by these huge, spooky forests.
The year is 1764. Wow. So, there are no phones, no TVs, not even electric lights, just flickering candles and stories being whispered around the fireplace. And, you guessed it, the stories they were telling were absolutely terrifying.
Everyone was asking the exact same question, their voices trembling with fear. Just what was that thing lurking out there in the woods?
So, the people who were lucky enough to see the creature and get away gave us some clues. Let's put on our detective hats and piece this puzzle together. What did it look like?
First off, they said it was gigantic. Way bigger than any wolf they had ever seen.
And get this, it had this strange reddish-colored fur that almost seemed to glow when the sun was setting.
It also had one very special feature, a single dark stripe that ran all the way down its back, kind of like a racing stripe.
And the scariest part of all, oh yeah, the teeth. People said they were terribly long and sharp, like little daggers. This was definitely no ordinary animal.
The fear in Gevaudan got so huge, so massive, that news of it traveled all the way to the king in his fancy palace in Paris. This had become such a big problem that the king himself had to get involved.
And just think about this number for a second. There were more than 100 attacks. Whoa, this wasn't just some campfire ghost story. This was a real and very deadly crisis.
So, the king sent in his army, but they failed. Then he sent his own personal super expert hunters, and you know what? They failed too. This beast was not only scary, it was super clever.
Can you even imagine? The king of France, a guy named Louis XV, was totally furious. This mysterious creature was making the most powerful person in the whole country look, well, completely helpless.
So, after years of everyone being so scared, when it felt like all hope was lost, a local man from one of the villages decided, that's it, I'm gonna face this monster myself. A hero was about to step forward.
His name was Chastel. He wasn't a soldier in a shiny uniform or a fancy royal hunter. Nope, he was just a man who knew those forests like the back of his hand, and he was brave enough to stand up and protect his home.
So what made him so different? What was his secret? Did he have a secret weapon?
Oh, and this is the coolest part of the whole story. The legend says Chastel didn't use just any old bullet. He loaded his gun with one single, shiny bullet made of pure silver.
So Jean waited, quietly, in the forest. And when the beast finally showed up, one shot rang out through the trees. And just like that, the attacks, the killings, all of it stopped. Forever.
So, the beast was gone. Everyone was finally safe, and they could all breathe a huge sigh of relief. But even though the terror was over, the biggest question of all was still floating in the air.
What was that thing? Seriously, was it some kind of mutant giant wolf? Or maybe a striped hyena that escaped from a rich person's private zoo? Some people even whisper that it was an animal trained by someone to attack people. Or was it something else entirely?
And that's where you come in. We've looked at all the clues together, so now you're the lead detective on this case. What do you think the Beast of Gévaudan really was? The mystery is all yours to solve.